injury, and he could be really good the rest of the way and could be worth that 5th round.
It's a gamble. It's a gamble.
Now, let's take a look into the future with next week's matchups.
Another slot of outer divisional matchups, Bub. Those are always
slot. Did you say like S-L-O-T?
Yeah, slot.
For some reason, I pictured S-L-A-U-G-H-T. I didn't know what that was.
Oh, I thought maybe you thought I said slut.
No.
Yeah, no, slot, Bub. Another
Okay,
slot.
I know you said like slot. I don't know. It was weird. All right, continue.
Okay.
Another slot.
Hey, the Riverdale Scoopers going up against the Rockdalian Senators. Handy Quacks up against Brutal Deluxe. Yellow Peril up against Soul Glow. The Amber Alerts against yourself, Bub. Bubblegum Shrimp.
Yep.
Boston Loggers against the Pig Newtons. And VIP on Swole against the Hong Kong Cavs. Any of those matchups really jump out at you, Bub? Maybe a game of the week? What are you feeling?
Not really. I'm interested to see if Jay Young, continue his little up and down streak here. He should be up this week, so I wouldn't be surprised if he scores 130.
Yeah, it seems like in the even weeks he does really
really crappy in the even weeks and really good in the odd weeks.
Yeah, because he is odd. Get it? That was.
And then but Brian, even at 1-3, I still have some good players, and I think he can put up a lot. He put up a lot of points last week, so I think that could be a high scoring game. And I hate to do this because I feel like I pick him every week, but VIP.
Well, you didn't pick him last week, so.
Yeah, well, that's because I said the same thing, but so I'm picking him again. Whatever, sue me. Against the Hong Kong Cavs, again, two teams that can put up a lot of points. So those would be my two games that I'm interested to watch this week.
So kind of like co-games of the week this week?
Well, if I had to pick just one.
Just pick one.
I would pick Peril at Soul Glow.
Okay, all right. I'm fine with that. I agree. I'm always a fan. I mean, obviously I'm a little biased here, but myself up against Will, I always have fun playing against Will, mainly because I thought I'd typically beat him, but I actually took a look in our matchup archives here, and we're 4-4 against each other all the time. So this will be the swing game. Obviously, we'll be playing each other again many times in the future, but for now at least. So.
Unfortunately for you, you are on the road against him.
I am on the road. I'm going to Rockdale. I'm not a big fan of going to Rockdale.
No one is.
So hopefully I'll have a.
You'll have to overcome that. You'll have to have a couple good games. Yeah.
Smells.
Yep.
So
you can do it.
But okay.
I hope you don't.
Yellow Peril against Soul Glow. Game of the week. Now, Bub, let's go ahead and get Coach Phil Tamulis on the line. What do you say?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Now it is time. Fucking right, it's time. So grab your balls and let's go. Coach's interview. Here we fucking go.
And now on the Tom Berkowitz Trucking Hotline, he is Washington Nationals fanatic. He once parked in James Sanders' reserve parking spot. He's one of Jackie's biggest fans. He's a Dynasty board member. He's a member of the Dynasty Trading Committee. He's a Dynasty odds maker. He's the clubhouse booker.
He's a lot of things.
He's an Era 1 Hall of Famer, the son of a bitch. He's coach of the 3-1 Pig Newtons, and he's currently being investigated for Torrey Smith's brother's death. He is Coach Phil Tamulis. Coach, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. That's quite the introduction.
I thought you'd like that.
Only the best for you, Coach.
You're a Hall of Famer, for Christ's sakes.
Hall of Fame, Era 1.
There it is.
All right, Coach, like Eric just said, you're 3-1 this year. Looking back on the draft a couple weeks ago, do you think you would have drafted any differently? I'm looking at maybe Steven Jackson. You took him in the second round. You took Des Bryant maybe a little early for what he's been doing. Any red flags come when you think about that draft? Anything you would have done differently?
I have a feeling Bub's been questioned my draft for a long time now.
He has. I don't know if you've heard. I'm going to completely throw Bub way under the bus right now. But both on and offline on this show, he has been basically criticizing you and your decisions. And your life decisions.
It seems like I've been waiting for a compliment every once in a while, but nothing.
Your hair looks great today.
Shady questions here and there.
I'm sorry.
It's like dealing with Mel Kiper in real life.
Well, we're bringing the heat. We're bringing the heat.
I think it's pretty cool that I've been 3-1 so far, and realistically, my second round pick and still have picked Dez. I might pick Dez third round or fourth round. But those two haven't even done any end zone dancing yet, so
That's
maybe
true.
eventually they'll come around and they'll still score some touchdowns. But I didn't really like having the second pick in the draft, so I was actually trying to trade out. So.
Interesting.
And I knew running back would be a premium, so that kind of hamstringing me. So I kind of just went with the best running back available, in my opinion.
I mean, it's tough to argue with the coach. I know I've been bashing a little bit, but you are 3-1, and some of the picks I thought you might have reached a little are turning out to be stud picks. So kudos for that.
Yeah, I mean, to be realistic, I was actually thinking about the draft recently, and I probably should have went with Jimmy Graham.
Sorry, say that again, Phil?
I probably should have went with Jimmy Graham as my second pick overall in the draft. I should have probably went there.
They would have thrown a wrench in a couple of things.
Well, I'm glad you didn't.
It was that of Julio Jones. I am super compulsive. But, I was just thinking, it would be kind of a good thing if I came out of the draft with the number one receiver and number one tight end. But all the preparation work, I never thought about that. So.
Right. Well, 2020 hindsight is 2020?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. Well, speaking of the draft, Phil, in my opinion, one of the more shocking things that transpired was when you got nerfed for the first time in your 9 years in the Dynasty. I believe you misspelled Jason Witten's name, and Coach Brian Tavalier even unleashed the Nerf grenade, which came out of nowhere. I hope you're okay. How did that feel? How was that whole experience for you? It was obviously your first time there getting nerfed.
It was quite an experience. The MRI came back negative, so that was always good. And I'm still thinking to this day that he should have an H in his name. I always thought he did have an H this whole time.
Yeah, I know.
And for some reason he doesn't. I'm not sure what the whole reasoning there is.
What an idiot.
Is it like one of those things where it's like hereditary, where it gets passed around to generation to generation? I don't know.
And it eventually dropped off in the 14th cousin or something. I don't know, but
Well, drops and Jason Witten, that does go hand in hand.
yeah, he has been having a little bit of the dropsies lately. A little bit of the dropsies.
Oopsies.
He had a good game last night, and the first thing I said, well, the best thing about the game, he didn't drop a ball. Okay.
I know it. I know. Yeah, I mean, you were the odds-on favorite not to get nerfed. I think you had a 5% likelihood not to get nerfed, so a 95% chance of... wait, is that math correct?
Wait, say it again?
So 5% chance of... Oh, yeah, 5% chance of getting nerfed, 95% chance of not getting nerfed.
Right, add up to 100.
That adds up to 100, so it goes to show all your asses out there that anyone could get nerfed at any time when you least expect it. So, little food...
Well, when you're in the draft, the odds were shaken when everyone thought Ben's close when he was going up the draft board. There was absolutely no chance of him getting a name at all.
Right. Coach, a more serious question. Let's turn our serious caps on here.
Turn those caps on.
Turn the caps on. Can you tell me your whereabouts on the night of September 22nd around midnight?
Are you suggesting that I might have been driving around the DMV area down in Maryland?
I am not suggesting anything. I'm just here to help.
Are you insinuating that possibly a family down in Northern Virginia where a certain motorcyclist died?
Certain motorcyclists, wow, motorcyclists perished, unfortunately. Coach Will has asked me to do anything I can, and in the investigation process. So, I guess, where were you, and do you have an alibi?
Actually, I don't. I remember waking up on Sunday morning to a text from our commissioner in our fantasy league.
Hey, that's me.